Okay, I've got that sent to Mitch. So there's Mitch there. Okay, I think we have everybody on. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Perfect. And Jerry says he's going to be a little bit late. And other than that, I think it is all yours, Gary.
Okay, I didn't see AJ. AJ, is he on?
I do not see Ajoy. So you're right, we're missing Gary and Ajoy at the moment.
Okay, well, we'll still continue. We at least have a quorum. So we'll at least go to there. So we'll call the meeting to order. And first piece of business happens to be oral communications 1. This happens to be the opportunity where members of the audience can address the board. We do this twice. We do it at the beginning and we do it at the end. At the beginning, we allow a member to talk for 2 minutes for a maximum of 10 minutes. At the end, if you need to talk a little bit longer, we give you 5 minutes for a maximum of 30 minutes. Speakers may only speak at one meeting. Leah, do we have anybody in the audience that wants to speak?
If anybody would like to address the board, please raise your hand and I will unmute you. Seeing none, Gary, you're free to go on.
Right on. Okay, we'll start with approval of the financial reports for fiscal year 2022 to 2023, and it's going through May of 2023. Knowing that Jerry's not here, I have no problem moving this a little bit out of order till Jerry gets here, because I'm sure he's going to have a couple questions.
Yeah, I was going to suggest the same thing if we want to wait until Jerry joins us, and then we can just jump
right on. Then we'll go with the most important person at this meeting, Alan. Nice to see you.
Hey, nice to see you as well. And I'm thrilled for everything that Leah and her team have been doing to get ready. I'm sitting out here outside the Cloverleaf building right now, and we're getting ready for our meeting tonight. We have our walkthrough with our superintendents at 6, and then at 7 o'clock we have a get ready for fair meeting where we're gonna give all the kids their fair shirts, and Coastal donated buckets for each kid to get. Pretty cool. And so really excited for all the support and things that make this amazing event happen. So glad to have this partnership and keep moving forward. So with that all being said, I know that we sent Leah our entry numbers, and I'm getting feedback. Testing. I'm sure those will be shared later, but they have increased significantly, which very pleased about. We are really looking forward to an excellent fair. From my discussions with Deanne, at least 40% of our exhibitors are brand new. Never been to fair, never been a part of 4-H. This is brand new for them. So we are really trying our best to make sure that we are setting the table for solid expectations. I also attended the horse fair in McMinnville. I talked to every single family that exhibited there, and we actually have quite a few of our youth who will be exhibiting their horses here at Washington County, which I'm very excited about. So we've got Leah generously set up 10 stalls for us, and we are doing our best to make sure those are filled, and also the kids are telling their story of why they're in horse 4-H and why 4-H makes a difference in their life, and people in the public should join too. So I will say I have gotten concerns from folks about the adjusted times for vet checks. We're just doing the best that we can with that, to have that morning. I think the positive is that it's first thing in the morning, but there is a struggle for the families who have multiple species of animals and they have to trailer back and forth. And so we're doing our best to see what we can do for that. But other than that, we are looking forward to the fair. We have, just for your edification, on Thursday night, the July 27th, we're actually having a move-in potluck and that's going to be really organized by our 4-H ambassador youth. And some of you toured with these youth last year and at the fair. So our 4-H ambassadors are really stepping up and putting a lot of activities together. So we're having a potluck that night from 6 to 8, Thursday, July 27th. And then the fair boosters are bringing ice cream, and we're celebrating our seniors and having a dance in the Cloverleaf tent from 7 to 8 p.m. on July 28th. So we just wanted to extend that. Fair board, you are more than welcome to attend those. We'd love to have you there. I know we'll be seeing you in the mornings. We're really grateful for your support in feeding the kids in the morning. And from there, that's really all I have for now. What questions do you have for me?
Any questions from anybody? Hey, Bob, I know you have a question because I'm sure you want to be able to realize that we need to see those Grandmaster Trophy ribbons, don't we?
Yes, I understand they're hermetically sealed in a safe
Oh, geez.
under Leah's protection. So if she could get those out, I don't like to show them off, but a lot of people have asked to see them, so I'd like to get them out for this fair.
Will do, absolutely.
Troy, nice to meet you virtually. I look forward to meeting you in person soon enough.
Hey, Roger that. Beside that, I forgot to introduce Troy. Troy just got put on the board. So, hey, Troy, welcome. We're glad to see you here and looking forward to seeing you at the fair.
Thank you.
Right on. Okay, we'll move on to old business 2023 Washington County Fair update.
Hey, Gary, do you want to, now that Jerry's on, do you want to go back to the financials?
I didn't even see Jerry. You know what? You never miss him. But yeah, let's go back to financials since Jerry is here. Hey, Jerry, we'd like to approve the financial report for fiscal year 2022-23, taking it through May of 2023. We realized we needed Jude before we move forward because you are very important.
I so move, Gary.
Uh-oh, getting some weird feedback.
Right on Jerry's.
Second.
Is Jerry unmuted? I can't even see.
No, I'm still here.
Yep.
Okay.
He moved that we accept them. I seconded.
Yeah,
Any
we have a
questions
motion
on
and
the
a second.
financial report?
We have a motion and a second.
Okay. Do we have any discussion? Well, this has got to be a first.
Agreed.
No discussion. Do we have approval of the financials? Signify by saying aye or raising your hand. Do we have anybody that doesn't want to approve the financials? I have to look at Jerry's hand, so I'm going to go square it. Jerry, are you approving it? Oh, wow. This is a first. Amazing. Okay, with that, the financials are approved. All right, now let's move to 2023 Washington County Fair update.
All right, well, thank you all for being with us today. We are 9 days away from the fair opening. Actually, let's see what time it is. In 9 days and 18 minutes, we will be opening the gates. So we are all, I'm sure you understand, we are all frantically working on the last minute stuff. As of today, we've got some carnival rides moving in, food vendors moving in, tents being set up. 4-H has got a meeting and they're setting up. It's lots and lots of activity going on here at the fairgrounds. Very busy time of year. So everybody's getting ready and we're just about ready to roll. So let's see. So just some general update stuff. I want to talk about safety and security first. So as most of you know, we have the Washington County Sheriff's Department heads our security during the fair. We have many officers that are here on site, keeping our facility and our fair guests safe. So for those of you that have been around a while, you'll remember back when we were a 4-day fair, the Sheriff's Department provided great service to us, and they didn't charge us anything at all. And right before we went to a 10-day fair, they came and told us they were happy to support us for 10 days, but they would need to have funding to do that. And for the last couple of years with our 10-day fair, they've charged us a little bit, but very, very minimal. But then also they've had a very minimal presence at the fair the last couple of years. They've really struggled with staffing. This year, I'm very pleased to report I've been working very closely with the Sheriff's Department. They are going to be fully staffed for the year. Oh, weird feedback again. They'll be fully staffed for the fair this year, which of course is going to cost us some money. So I budgeted $100,000 for the Sheriff's Department this year, and they're probably actually going to come in more at $150,000. So lucky, I always add some padding in for our fair budget for these kinds of things that are unexpected. But we've really struggled with not having enough of a sheriff presence in the last few years, and they will be fully staffed. So I've got a commitment from the Sheriff's Department that we're going to really work the numbers this year and see where our levels fall, and really try to get closer for budgeting for next year. So more to come on that for the following year. Also, the Sheriff's Department asked us to reinstitute bag checking, which we are going to be doing. The last 2 years, we've not done bag checking because our security company did not have enough staffing. You remember in 2021, we barely had a fair. We got to approve having the fair about 45 days ahead of time. The world didn't have enough staffing. We didn't have bag checks. Last year, they didn't have enough staff to do bag checks. So I'm pleased to note that the security company is fully staffed this year and are able to return to bag checks. With that, I want to talk a little bit about bag checking. Many fairs in Oregon, specifically Lane, Lynn, and some others have instituted a clear bag only policy. I'm sure some of you have heard about concerts and festivals, and now fairs are getting into to just having clear bags. And we were asked to take a look at that, and after some extensive, research into it, and working with the Sheriff's Department and our security company, we are not going to go down that path. I'm pleased to inform you. We really felt that it was not family friendly. It would really unfairly target more women with children, diaper bags and backpacks with, sippy cups and change of clothes and things like that. And we just decided that we are going to be more rigorous with our bag checks this year, and really being a little bit more selective about, we've got a list of, things that we're going to prohibit coming in. So we're just going to do a really good, thorough bag check for those that do bring bags. And our wonderful marketing person, Lisa, who is on with us today, is instituting a go bagless marketing plan. So for those of you that don't need to bring a bag, we're going to have an express lane for you to get into the fair. All you have to do is breeze on through. If you don't have a bag, you don't have to go through the bag check. So she's doing a campaign about not bringing a bag to the fair. If you don't need a bag, don't bring one. So the Sheriff's Department's pretty pleased about that. I'm feeling pretty confident that this is a more family-friendly and customer-friendly experience by still allowing people that need bags to bring them in, and not make them purchase a small clear bag to come into the fair, which is what some other fairs in the state and adjacent states are doing, which I just couldn't swallow doing. We are also adding metal detectors to the fair this year. We've been looking, the Sheriff's Department's been asking us to do this for years. We've been looking for a vendor that can supply them for us, and we had not been successful until this year. At the WFA, the Western Fairs Association convention this last year in Reno, we found a vendor who would rent them to our security company to have those available for the fair. And the great news is the Sheriff's Department is so excited about them that they are going to help staff them as well. They want to make sure that our security staff is supported and able to deal with the weapons that are coming through, and making sure that all of our policies and procedures are handled properly. So we're really going to have some great coverage, and our safety and security, I'm pleased to say, I don't think we've ever had such a really good safety program as we're having this year. I think we're really doing an excellent job. The Sheriff's Department, led by Sergeant Demmer, is doing an amazing job ensuring that our guests not only are safe while they're here, but feel safe when they arrive, feel comfortable coming to the event. So, and then Hillsborough Police Department is going to be managing everything on the outside. So Sheriff's Department, everything on the inside, HPD, everything on the outside. They take care of the TriMet station. They take care of all of our roadways and all the surrounding areas outside of the fairgrounds. And again, Sergeant Harrison does an amazing job working with the Sheriff's Department to make sure that the plans are cohesive and everybody's where they need to be. And then, of course, if we do end up with any type of problem on the inside, HPD is close by to assist. And last but
We're
not
going to have
least,
Steve Volstead this year.
yes, Steve Volstead. For those of you that know Steve Volstead, he's retired HPD. He is our head of security. He comes back and does this for us every year. He born and raised in Hillsborough, and so he has a very, very strong attachment to the Washington County Fair, and he comes back and serves as our head of security every year. And he just actually retired from the Sisters Police Department this last year after retiring from Hillsborough a number of years ago. So he still has a very close relationship with Sheriff and HPD, and he does a great job facilitating. So he'll be here on site in a couple of days. And last but not least, we will have the Sheriff's Posse with us all 10 days. They will be in the barns with their horses, and they will also be in the parking lots with their horses as well. So they are doing, they're doing a two-pronged approach. They're meeting the community in the barns and really doing a great job letting people know who they are and about their organization, but also providing a much needed piece of public safety in our parking lots, which we really do appreciate. And they do all that for a very small monetary donation, and we do let them, they use our arena year round, and they maintain our arena year round. And Nick Jones, Sergeant Nick Jones, who's head of the posse, he's working on a plan. He wants to brand the arena as home of the Washington County Sheriff's Posse, and he's got some big plans for the arena. So we're really looking forward to what the posse does next with the arena. Any questions on safety and security? Okay, seeing none. I'm gonna breeze through some of these next ones pretty quickly. Commercial vendors, we've sold out on all of our commercial vendors. Bob O'Loughlin, who is our vendor manager, has done an amazing job. We are completely sold out outside, and we are completely sold out inside. He's been out trolling around outside trying to find any space that I haven't utilized, and he's trying to sell every nook and cranny, which is we really appreciate. It brings us a lot of revenue, and we know our guests absolutely love all the vendors that we have. So Bob has done a great job. Concessions, our food stands, we're sold out on all of our food. We have pretty much the same food vendors coming back. We have a couple of new things this year that you'll see on the ground, some new offerings, but our tried and true food and beverage partners that have been with us for a long time are back, and they are ready, and they're already moving in and setting up their trailers out on the grounds. Butler Amusements is our carnival, and they are back, of course, this year, and carnival rides started moving in yesterday. One thing I wanted to note, they're doing some new things out on the carnival. They don't do the all-day carnival wristbands anymore. They're changing to an all-day carnival pass. They're moving to the RF, and maybe Lisa can correct me, I might get this wrong, the RFID, is that right? RFID. So everything is a wristband. So you buy a wristband at a kiosk, it's got an RFID tag in it, and you load it with whatever kind of carnival ticket you want. If you want an all-day carnival ticket, it's loaded on your wristband. If you want individual tickets, it's loaded on your wristband. If you just want to play the games and have game coupons, it's loaded on your wristband, and then it's reloadable. And you buy those from kiosks that'll be located in the carnival. So that's something that they debuted in California in the last couple of months. It's been very, very successful. We've been hearing from people that they would rather not wait in a line at a ticket booth. They would rather purchase their tickets at a kiosk. So they rolled that out this year, and we're excited to see how if that improves with the lines out on the carnival. The Blue Ribbon Steak Dinner is back. For those of you, we used to call it the steak fry. Now it's called the Blue Ribbon Steak Dinner. And that is put on by the Washington County Livestock Association. It's been absent for the last couple of years due to COVID, and it is back this year. And we're really excited to see that it's back. It will be happening right before the auction on the 29th, Saturday, the 29th. And again, the youth breakfast, Alan mentioned it a few minutes ago. We do appreciate the Fair Board offering breakfast to 4-H and FFA every morning. So as a reminder that I'm actually going to be sending you guys an email about this in a little, probably maybe tomorrow. Just as a reminder about the plan, we've got a whole bunch of grills. I think we've got 4, maybe it's 3. I'll have to check with Albert. We've got 3 or 4 giant Blackstone grills out there ready for you guys. And we've got some new supplies that we've received from some food and beverage partners. And we're going to be able to order the food supplies from cash and carry and have them delivered. So that's going to alleviate, the shopping, sending staff out, things like that. So I think we're going to be a little bit more prepared for the youth breakfast this year. But once we get all of that stuff on site, we're going to take it over to the Cloverleaf, and then it's all you guys. So hopefully you've found some people that can help mix batter and slice up watermelon and do the things that are needed for the breakfast, besides flipping pancakes and cooking sausage. So any questions about the youth breakfast?
Yeah, Leah, do we have flexibility on the menu by like adding eggs or something like that?
So we certainly can, especially since we have extra Blackstones, we can do that. It's definitely your choice. So it's going to be more work for you guys. So we have 2 options from ordering from cash and carry. We can order actual eggs, which you guys will need to then crack and, whisk and put onto a grill, or we can buy them. I think they call it like liquid egg. We can buy that in big jugs from cash and carry, and you can use those as well. It's up to you. I'm happy to do that if that's what you want. Like I said, we've got 3 grills. So if you've got 1 for pancakes, 1 for sausage, you certainly could have an extra 1 for eggs if that's something you want to do.
What dates are we doing the breakfast? Not all 10 days or?
No, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th.
We're not doing anything the first weekend?
No.
Okay.
I'd rather get eggs in case I want to have an egg fight with Gary.
You're not
I
selling it.
was thinking with Jerry, yeah. But yeah, I would say probably a combination of both.
Okay.
Either do the liquid eggs or regular eggs.
The only thing, Gary, that I would suggest is, it seems to me like last year you needed 2 hot tops there for your pancakes to keep
Yeah.
things going. So if we're only going to have 3, I don't think we'll have room for eggs unless we put the sausages someplace else.
I thought Leah just said we had 4 grills.
I'm checking with Albert. I don't recall off the top of my head how many we bought. Let me just check with him.
Don't we microwave the sausage?
We used to, and that's what I would recommend. They're pre-cooked.
Yeah.
It used to be that when we had it over on the old office with the staff, we microwaved because it's pre-cooked, and we'd put them directly into a crock pot. Last year, you guys wanted to grill them, even though they didn't need to be because they were already cooked. They just needed to be heated. So it's up to you.
We can also, is the oven working inside the Cloverleaf?
No, we don't have any ovens any longer inside the Cloverleaf.
Okay. All right. And we only have 1 microwave?
There's 1 or 2.
As I say, if we have 2, we could do it in the Cloverleaf, get a microwaved in there.
Yeah.
Especially if Albert is willing to let us in earlier than 6.
Yeah, he's here early. So yeah, he said we have 3 Blackstones.
3
So if you
Blackstones, okay.
want to microwave the sausage and have them put directly into the crock pot, then you would have 2 for pancakes and 1 for eggs.
Okay. I think it's worth a try, at least for one of the days. Let's see if it works. And if it
Yeah,
works,
I
then we got
definitely
it.
think the real
Eventually-
eggs. I would definitely go with the real eggs, and either
Okay.
like even like you said, a combo. We can do scrambled a couple days and fried, and that's something we could even probably go ahead. Cook a bunch of them, and because we have those warmers this year, I believe, right?
Mhm.
So, yeah, the lot better than the hard boiled packaged eggs.
Oh, yeah.
So
Not to take too much time during this meeting, but like as far as the menu, I know last year we talked about doing other things other than pancakes, like whether it be French toast, but pancakes seems to be kind of the tried and true.
you guys can get as creative as you want, but
Yeah.
remember, it's what you guys have to do it. So that means somebody has got to mix the batter, or if it's French toast, somebody's got to coat everything. And if you want to do real eggs instead of liquid eggs, that means somebody's cracking and whisking, which is all doable if you have enough people.
I think we need to be careful because we get a big rush, and we don't want to hold the line up. So
Yeah.
that's why pancakes, you can keep up with the crowd, and the sausage you can keep up. But if you start making eggs and French toast, you're not going to be able to keep up with the crowd.
Yeah. So pancakes, eggs, and sausage.
And they're going to have yogurts there for them, aren't we?
Yeah, yogurt, watermelon. Yeah, yogurt and watermelon, pancake, sausage, drinks.
Now, is that going to be a whole watermelon where we have to slice and cut up?
So yeah, Cash and Carry has watermelons that you just seedless watermelons. So somebody will just need to slice them,
Okay.
cut them up. So we'll have pancakes, syrup, sausage, yogurt, juice, milk, watermelon.
I would scratch the watermelon and go with like those small oranges. Just
Little
simplicity. And,
tangerines or something like that.
yeah,
the
it's more of a
tangerine.
breakfast thing than a watermelon.
Okay.
So. Thank you, Leah, for taking care of the shopping.
Beautiful.
Thanks,
Okay, so
Leah.
if we need eggs, we got to let you know. Is that correct?
Yeah, if you guys want to take it offline and figure it out, that's fine with me. I will place the order on Tuesday, the 25th.
Well, right now, I'd say eggs for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I would suggest that we do some assignments when we do that. So some job responsibilities, so that we don't all walk in there and say, okay, who's going to do what? Because when we get there at whatever time we're all going to show up, we're going to need to get the pancake batter going, the hot pad or the hot plates warmed up. I mean, there's a lot of prep work that goes into advance, and we add eggs to that. That's going to also, and if we're going to use real eggs, that's even more. Real eggs. That's even more.
I don't know why Zoom is doing that.
I don't know either, but anyway, so it's okay. I want to make some assignments. I think Judy's going to join us for at least one of the mornings. So got a little extra help coming there, but I think probably we're going to need that because there's only like 5 of us or 6 of us. That's going to be, we're going to need to get there early and do some work. So anyway, just my recommendation.
Yeah, and I'll try and recruit some help tonight. There's some 4-H ambassadors and stuff that have always continued their college age now, but they've continued to volunteer at the fair, and I'll hit them up and see if they want to come in early.
Usually I'm there about 5:45, and a lot of times Albert doesn't open the gate till 6. But if we can get Albert to open up the gate at 5:45,
Yeah.
the back gate by the Cloverleaf, that'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Is that 6 o'clock in the morning, Gary? I'm not familiar with that hour of the day.
Yeah, I know you're not. Usually you're there about 8. So
Oh,
having
it's
June-
7:30. 7:30. Come on.
Yeah. Are we gonna be able to park back there?
knowing that you'll
Yeah, Albert will
be
let you
there
guys in the
early.
parking lot.
At least we. I didn't hear that, Bob.
I wondered, are we gonna be able to park in that parking lot?
Yes.
Yes, we can get in that parking lot at Cloverleaf. Just tell them you're on the
Fabulous.
fair board. And at that time, usually there's nobody there until about 8.
Fabulous.
Okay, we'll at least do an email. And I'll get an email chain going out. Right now, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, so I'm gonna be here until the 20th, coming back home. So I'll send some emails out so I can get that done.
I'll also ask if I can get some kitchen volunteers.
Yeah, that's where I think you're gonna need help is in the kitchen.
So what would be good is if we could kind of sync up to know, we don't want all the volunteers to come on one day and none the next day. So if we can get some dates of who's volunteering when, just a little schedule, that would help us staff it.
We got the 4 dates, and so it's just basically Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And
Right.
that's of the second week.
Yeah, and I think that Jerry's, got a good idea about, pre-assigning jobs in advance, like who is going to be mixing pancake batter, who is going to be cracking eggs, who is going to be running stuff from the kitchen out to the tent, who's just job assignments. I think that's going to be important. Otherwise, too many cooks and not enough
Right,
preps.
right. Absolutely. Jerry normally just stands around and looks at people anyway, so. Pretty.
I am a politician, Bob, and so I like to shake hands. Come on. Gotta be a
Flip pen.
purpose.
Flip more, shake less.
Okay, well, I appreciate you starting a chain, Gary, and you guys
Okay.
working on that.
And then I'll put
Absolutely.
a schedule, see who wants to sign up for what. And we'll figure out who wants to bring people on different days. So we'll try to make sure we have enough people in there.
Fabulous.
Okay, moving
we can
right
move on.
along. Okay, moving right.
Was there anything else about the fair update?
I've got just some general more updates to do on some other things, and then
Perfect.
so I just really quickly want to go through some of our entertainment highlights. Just really quick, so you guys know what's going on. I think at our last meeting, I told you we were going to have a drone show, which we would have a drone show if the Hillsborough Airport hadn't denied it. So I worked with them for months and months and months, and it turned out a 12-minute show at 9:45 at night was just something that the Hillsborough Airport couldn't handle. So they need at least a year instead of a few months is what they're telling me. So maybe we'll have a drone show next year. So I'm going to continue to work with them to see where we can possibly get something like that for our community. But in the meantime, we're not having one this year. We got really close, but the FAA approved it, the tower approved it, airport operations did not approve it. So, but we do have on our main stage this year, just a couple things I want to point out as highlights. We are having movies on our main stage for the first time. This is something we've been talking about for many, many years, is having movies at the fair. A lot of fairs throughout the country do this. So we've got a movie on Sunday, July 23rd. We've got the new Puss in Boots movie. And then we've got Saturday, July 29th, we've got Strange New World. So these are family-friendly movies. It's free. People can come out, bring their blanket or their lawn chairs and sit out in the evening and watch a movie with their family and friends. So that should be fun. And then also on Wednesday, July 26th, we've got Nashville recording artist Shane Prophet. He's an up-and-comer national touring. He's currently touring right now with Jake Owen. He's coming off tour to do a couple small dates. For one of them, he's like right on the cusp of hitting it big. We were hoping he'd have hit it big just a little bit earlier, but he does have a couple of songs in the top something of country music right now. So he's charting right now, but he's just not quite in the top 40, but he's getting some traction. So he's got a couple songs some people recognize if you follow country music.
Yeah, he's got that one out there, How It Ought to Be.
Yep, that's it. You're right. That's the only one I recognize. So some feature entertainment that we've got this year. We've got a BMX freestyle team doing a BMX bike show, like trick show. Super Science is back, which is always very popular. We've got Play Fit Fun. For those of you that don't know about Play Fit Fun, it's in our Growing Grove area, and it is super popular, and that's why I'm noting this as a feature fair entertainment. Some of you know Spencer Rubin. He used to, be in Hillsborough. He's in our Rotary Club and things like that. He started this Play Fit Fun, and it's all about getting kids moving and active and not just sitting in the house and playing video games. And we created this whole really great family engagement where it's getting kids moving, and he does these great activities. So for those of you that haven't seen it, stop by. It's actually really great to see kids and families like doing all these movement activities, and he talks a lot about the importance of movement and getting steps in and health and things like that. So it's super fun. And then we have the Racing Ducks, and we have not had the Racing Ducks since 2002, and we've been trying to get them for many years. They are finally making a return to the West Coast. They have not been on the West Coast for 20 years. And when they were here in 2002, they are so fun. The community just loved it. It's like racing pigs, but it's racing ducks. And I'll tell you, racing ducks are hilarious. So we're excited to have them this year. And some family and strolling highlights. We've got lots of great strolling acts this year. We always have good strolling acts, but I think this year we've got some really interesting ones. And then our family stage, we've got some new acts. We've got Louis Fox, who is he is a magician, and we have not had Louis Fox before. We've been trying to get him as a performer for a long time. He meets our DEI initiatives that we're working on, and he is an excellent performer. And we finally were able to get him through our area during our dates. So we're excited about that. And then moving on to our entries, Alan talked earlier that I was going to present you with the entry numbers. So that's what I'm doing now. So livestock entries is what I'm starting with. So open class is our first weekend of the fair, and we're going to have open class sheep as of, I don't think our entries are closed yet. I think they closed this Friday, but as of last Friday, we had 72 sheep entered and 8 beef cattle entered. And then we don't have any dairy goats this year. As a reminder, last year we had a huge dairy goat show with over 200 goats, but this year their national show is held on our same dates of our fair. So they elected to not hold a show to compete with the national show. And their superintendent, Susan Kackler, assures me that they will be back and excited to be here next year. So we won't have dairy goats, but we've got sheep and beef cattle. On our second weekend, our second week with Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, at the last half of the 10 days, we have FFA and 4-H. And FFA, all the numbers are better. So Alan talked about how the numbers are up, and I should have actually put a side-by-side comparison, but I will do that for you post-fair. Oh, A-Joy's on, hold on just a second. I will give you a comparison post-fair so you can see what we did last year to compare to this year, but numbers are up, which is great. And I don't know, Alan, do you want to talk about that at all?
Yeah, I can speak a little bit to that. So I actually had it pulled up, and let me see. So okay, so for 4-H, last year we had 166 entries. This year is 247. And family consumer science, it was 42 last year, 83 this year. Natural science are 4, now there's 9. Industrial arts, there's 6 across the board. Horticulture, we had 63, now 114. Communication, 34, now there's 79. Exhibit hall contest, 36, now there's 117. So I know those are more the static exhibits, but anyways, just really cool to see things grow.
Agreed. So like I said, when I was comparing these numbers side by side, the numbers are going up in both FFA and 4-H. So this is great news. We're going to see some more animals from our youth participants. So that's exciting.
Hey, Leah, Troy's got his hand up.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm good.
Okay.
Room's good.
Hey, Leah, is this terminal for any of the animals?
No.
Okay,
No, the state vet isn't requiring anything be terminal. So
Okay.
we're really pretty much back to normal. And I just talked to the state vet today. So there's been some back and forth about waterfowl. So earlier in the year, we thought we were going to be able to have waterfowl. The state vet is not banning waterfowl per se, but he's highly encouraging us for all fairs to not have waterfowl at the fair this year. So I know 4-H had already proactively not had waterfowl for this year, and now we'll do the same thing for FFA. So we will not have waterfowl this year due to some avian diseases that are going on at the recommendation of the state.
That's not going to be a problem for the flying ducks, is it?
No, those are they're not. So the problem with the avian disease is it spreads from wild to backyard animals. So if you have ducks in your backyard and wild ducks land in a tributary near your house or in your backyard, they can infect your personal ducks and waterfowl, geese and things like that. The performing ones are kept in a, they're not sitting in somebody's backyard. They're kept in a little bit of a different way. So that he wasn't
Okay.
concerned about that. I checked with him on that early on as well. So he's not concerned about performing ducks, but he's definitely concerned about people's backyard animals being infected.
Is 4-H auctioning their beef cattle?
Yes, the auction is on July 29th, and all of the information on how to become a buyer or buy an animal at the auction, there's a link on our website. Please tell everybody we're excited that the auction is back fully on site again this year. So would love to see a lot of pre-registered buyers if possible. Go ahead,
Can I speak to auction stuff real quick?
please.
Yeah, so Leah shared with me and Deanne, if you aren't aware of the Cedar the goat story in California, that is something we are educating our 4-H families about, so that if people ask any questions about how we use animal science and how we teach our kids, we teach our kids hands-on learning. We are a youth development organization. We teach kids through animals. So that's all I'll say about that, but just wanted to, I'm glad that Troy brought up the auction, because that is a hot topic across the nation for the past few months.
Yes, thanks, Alan. That's for those of you that do or do not know, I don't know who was this or not, that I'm the president of the Western Fairs Association at the moment, and auction is a hot topic across the nation, especially in California right now. Some drama that is occurring with auction animals from the youth development program. Oregon is a lot different than California and other states. So California has very, very rigid rules on their auction. Their fair boards and their fairs actually control the auctions, where we don't. We have a partnership with the Livestock Association, who manages the auction. And, we do things a little bit differently here. So, there's been times over the last 24 years that I've been here where I see California doing some really great things. And I think, man, I wish we could be more like California in some of those instances. And then I see, what's going on with this dairy goat problem in California. And that's when I remember we do things a little bit better in Oregon sometimes as well. So, and I can send you guys a link on that if you're interested, but just know that our auction committee does a great job. Our youth development programs do a great job, and we're lucky that we don't have those similar kinds of problems. So I've got the static exhibits up on the screen. So like Alan said, the static exhibits are up for 4-H. They're actually about they're up for FFA a little bit, but where they're really up for FFA is in fine art. I don't think we've ever in my almost 25 years had 127 fine art exhibits from FFA. That is really exciting. So I'll be interested so please, I'm hoping everybody go and look at these 127. When you're looking at 4-H's fine art, please make sure you're looking at FFAs as well. That's really great. And our registration for open class entries is still open. It goes through this Friday, and then people can drop off all of their exhibits this Saturday. And so we're excited to see what the numbers turn out for those. Any question on any of our entry programs?
Is a photo shoot still a competition?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, and Alan talked a little bit about vet check hours. I do want to address that just a little bit. Banks Veterinary Clinic does our vet checks, and they have been graciously doing that for us since the state vet required that we have vet checks. And they also do it for us at no cost. This year, their clinic did not have enough bandwidth to do vet checks for an entire day. Normally, they would start at like 7 in the morning and go till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And they don't have the ability to do that this year. So vet checks have been really compressed 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. And I knew that would cause a little bit of drama, and it's unfortunate. And I know that Alan is dealing with that, but hopefully our exhibitors will be able to do the best that they can. And for those that are struggling, Alan, I assume that they'll be communicating that with you, and we can figure out what needs to be done if possible.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we'll be doing our best and see what we can do to meet needs as they come up.
Yep, appreciate it. And that is all I have for a fair update.
Good job.
Oh, I think we lost. Did we lose Gary?
It shows he's still on.
I think he's froze.
No, he's frozen. So he's out of here. I mean, he's in Atlanta, so he's 3 hours ahead. He's probably took a nap. So Leah, why don't we move ahead? I don't know who is vice chair, but
That's
why don't
me.
we?
Bill Ganger is.
Okay, Bill Ganger, you take over the meeting because is this the next item that we're on our agenda?
County administrative update. Can you hear me?
Is Rachel on board, Leah?
Can you hear me, Jerry?
I can hear you, Bill, but I don't think anybody else can hear us or something.
I can hear him.
I can hear everybody.
Yeah, I can hear.
Did we lose Leah as well?
There she is.
I'm here.
Okay, the
So,
county
Ra-
admin-
Rachel Fuller is not able to be with us here today. She's our assistant county administrator, and I don't have anything to report. Actually, I have one thing to report. It's probably really not county administrative related though, so I'll wait till the next item, Bill.
Okay,
Yeah, I can't
Anything?
think of anything, Bill. If I'd step in here for Rachel, I can't think of anything from an administrative point that we need to communicate at this time. So we can move on to the next item.
I have one question. Is there any meetings for planning department for the fairground? Any plans of meetings?
Meetings for the planning department?
Like, you know, like the future for the fairground buildings and stuff. Is there any future dates for meetings? I haven't seen any.
Are you talking about the Fairgrounds Development Advisory Committee?
Yes.
Yeah, we don't have any meetings currently set.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I have a hard time moving my screen, so. Anything else? Is good to the order?
So I just have a couple small things to report. So at our last meeting, we talked a little bit about some of the bills that were going through the legislature related to fairgrounds, and sadly, all but one of our bills was defeated. One of them ended up being modified. We actually had a bill for to recapture the lost funding during COVID, and it ended up being modified late in the session. We were asking for like $30 million, and I yeah, feedback again. And we ended up getting a $3 million allocation for COVID losses, which I guess anything is better than nothing, but I mean, just us alone lost $3 million. So it's for lost revenue. So we have to show them like what our revenue was in 2018 and 19, and that we didn't have that revenue in 2020 and 2021. And that $3 million is going to be split 36 ways. So it's not, there's not going to be much, but something is better than nothing. So we'll try again next year for some fairgrounds funding. But the fairgrounds funding that we did get in the previous legislative session, the $10 million for capital improvements, we every fairgrounds got $277,000 to do a capital project, and we are doing the grant fund that was approved for us is completely redoing our perimeter fencing, and $277,000 we did not think was going to be enough. So we are very fortunate that we have been saving our money in our fairgrounds fund for many years for some capital improvements. A few years ago, we had to spend $500,000 on a new armory roof. So our funds had been depleted a little bit, but we put some funds towards this fencing project. And much to our surprise, the bid for the fencing project came back just about $300,000 instead of closer to $5,000 like we anticipated. So as soon as the fair is over, the week after, the fencing company is going to come in and they are replacing all the perimeter fencing and gates around the entire fairgrounds. So that's for those of you that have been around a while, like Jerry knows, that that's been something that we've been talking about for a very, very long time, is our fencing is not a good public facing look for the fairgrounds. And so it's going to be the really nice, black, attractive 8-foot tall fencing around the entire fairground. So, and all new gates that are functional, that don't pinch your fingers, that don't run over your feet. So we're really excited about that. So those are just my two other things. And then last but not least, the Oregon, please put on your calendar for October 5th, 6th, and 7th is the Oregon Fairs Association convention this year, and it will be held at the Deschutes County Fairgrounds. Lots of great programming. I'm the chair of that convention this year, and we're going to have some great programming. So if you can attend, please plan to do so.
So Leah, a couple of things. First of all, congratulations on the money for the fencing. That is going to be really a significant enhancement to the outside looking in on the fairgrounds, and I'm really excited about that. Also, and this, you may have said this in the first 10 minutes, there is a Fair Board County Commission lunch scheduled, and I can't remember when that is, but did you talk about that?
Well, I don't know anything about it.
Oh, well, there you go. I guess I better find out more information about that so I can communicate that.
Great.
But yeah, so anyway, congratulations on that. And I knew that we didn't get the 30 million, and it kind of, I don't know where our legislators are on these things, but anyway, good job on lobbying for that, and we'll keep trying.
Yep.
So what are you barbecuing?
What?
Is Jerry cooking the
Well, I don't know that Jerry's cooking anything, and you should be happy about that. Because according to Gary, I'm not even qualified to flip the pancakes. So yeah, that would be a no, Bill.
I don't think he's being fair, Jerry.
Is,
You were doing okay.
is Gary back on the board?
Is what, Bill?
Gary back on board with,
Bill, you're breaking up. We can't hear you. Okay, well, I'm going to move on for Bill since he's having some technical challenges and Gary Seidel still is frozen. So I have one last thing to do before we move on to oral communications too, and that is to remind you. I don't even know if I've actually let you know already, but Lisa Dupre, this is her last Fair Board meeting. She is retiring at the end of August. Lisa has been an employee here at the fairgrounds for, and Lisa can correct me if I'm wrong, I think 28 years. And she is going to be very, very missed. Lisa has been our marketing for the fair and fairgrounds, and has been our salesperson for all the events that we have at the fairgrounds year round. She has been my right hand, my best friend, valued coworker for me for almost 24 years. So she's going to be very, very well missed. So please, during the fair, stop by and wish Lisa well in her retirement, and we wish her much success. Yeah, we're going to go into communications too. This is the time when members of the audience may address the board. This opportunity is limited to 2 minutes per individual. Maximum time for this oral communications period is 30 minutes. Speakers may select only one oral communications opportunity. And anybody that would like to speak, please raise your hand and I will unmute you. Okay, I don't see anybody raising their hands. So I believe that
I make a motion, we